It is the rain we have all been waiting for, if only for a day. Thanks so much for tuning in here on this Friday. I'm Brooke Hash, joined by Chief Meteorologist Ben Fine for our noon show today. Some of us a little more luckier than others with the rain totals.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So some areas are not going to get any help with the drought conditions, but in Louisville, big bullseye of some heavy rainfall, over an inch today so far, an inch and a third right around there at Cedar Creek. A rain gauge, St. Matthews Elementary, 1.2 almost, and almost an inch and a half at Beargrass Creek. Now, as we expand out our view, we've had very little off to the south and to the north as this band of rainfall, the very outer band of the remnants of Francine, has just been sitting right over our area. So this system is basically fizzling out, with the center of it still swirling there over the northeastern portions of Arkansas. As we zoom in, again, we haven't had a whole lot of rain far south. We have had no rain around Madison, North Vernon, and up towards Carrollton. But in the middle, still some spotty showers moving through metro Louisville, but trending drier, and some steady rainfall through Franklin, Shelby, and up through Henry and Oldham counties right now. So wet ride up I-71, and then some heavier pockets around Sellersburg and northern New Albany. That kind of arcing up into Washington County and around the Salem, Indiana area. Off to the south, though, but it is drying out south of I-64 in many locations. So as we look ahead here with Futurecast, we're going to see this band of rain diminishing. So we'll see that rain tapering off through the afternoon with temperatures in the 70s, the clouds and the rain holding those temperatures down. And later this evening for HS Game Time, our Friday evening football, most spots dry. Best chance for any leftover showers confined to areas well to the south. So right now we are still cool out there in the 60s, and a little bit warmer where we have not had the rain, 77 in Carrollton, and Seymour at 74 degrees. For this weekend, drying out, highs in the mid to upper 80s for the Gaslight Festival, or any plans you might have outdoors. It looks like we're going to be in good shape. So again, if you missed out on that rain today, it's going to be a long time before we see another rain chance, which I'll show you coming up in the 7-day.
7 kids arrested in the last 12 days, all suspected of making school threats across Kentuckiana. The youngest that we know, a 12-year-old in Jeffersonville, now charged with a felony. But as we've learned, this is a nationwide problem. Take a look at this. Most of the children were charged in Elizabethtown, where at least 4 kids are charged with making threats. The most recent happened Thursday night. 3 kids allegedly made a fake threat to an Ohio school for the blind. E-Town police said even though it was out of state, they have to take these seriously. But again, part of a much bigger story here. Take a look at this. School systems in Oregon, Texas, Iowa, Minnesota, and Ohio reporting similar trends this week. Law enforcement's asking parents to please have the conversation with your kids about the seriousness of making these threats. What might seem like a prank has legal consequences. In a news conference on Thursday, Governor Andy Beshear talked about the widespread threats. When Ohio started reporting the trend, law enforcement warned Kentucky we might be next. In response, the governor said it's now time to have a real conversation about gun laws.
Florida has a red flag law. This isn't a blue state law. It's just one where we trust our courts to protect people's Second Amendment, but to step in before someone is murdered. We trust our courts with the custody of our children. Certainly, we ought to be able to trust our courts in this situation where law enforcement presents evidence that something really violent is about to happen.
A red flag law would allow family and law enforcement to take guns away from someone who might be going through a mental health crisis and poses a danger to others. Governor Beshear went on to say a red flag law might not stop every shooting, but it could stop some in the future, and that's worth it to him. Metro Police need your help tracking down 2 men they say assaulted TARC bus drivers. The first happened on August 22nd, where police said this man in purple sucker punched a driver in the New Lou area and then ran off the bus. That driver suffered some swelling to his face but is okay. Then on September 8th, police say this man wearing white punched and spit on a TARC driver. That happened in the area of 5th and Broadway. If you know anything about those cases, you can call the tip line at 574-LMPD. You can also use the department's online portal. Early this morning, fire crews worked to put out a house fire in eastern Jefferson County. Officials with Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS were called to Forest Springs Drive around 3 a.m. That's just outside of Anchorage.
Our Station 33 is about 2 blocks away, so they were here in just a matter of minutes. When they got here, again, they found heavy fire. There were 4 occupants in the home when the fire occurred. They were able to make it out safely, including a pet. There were working smoke detectors in the home that alerted the residents.
That is the good news. Crews said the fire started on the roof of the backside and quickly spread into the attic. Still no word on the cause. Now to the search for Joseph Couch, the suspected I-75 sniper believed to be armed and hiding in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter have been in Laurel County most of the week and shared new stories about the night of that shooting.
On day 6 of the search for Joseph Couch, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear thanked emergency responders in Laurel County and revealed that most of those shot on I-75 are now going home.
But God was with us even when it was toughest. 4 of the 5 victims have been released from the hospital, and the 5th is expected to survive.
Joining Beshear, the Kentucky State Police Commissioner announced KSP expanded its already vast search area for Couch.
We're still utilizing nighttime aircraft operations with thermal imaging. We have cadaver canines. The FBI has brought in a bloodhound team from Illinois.
Beshear, can you talk about the possibility of adding the Kentucky National Guard as a boots on the ground, extra resources for the search?
This is an individual that we believe is still armed, would be very difficult to spot. And again, we want to make sure that we don't lose anybody throughout this.
The governor says if KSP asks for the Guard, he'll make sure it happens. I also asked Beshear his thoughts on the police investigation. They say Couch bought the AR-15 shortly before using it in the shooting.
It's a turnaround of just a few hours.
It was in the same day. That's obviously very concerning to me.
Chelsea Binkner worried since her son was at the London travel stop, one exit down from where gunfire rained on I-75. They welcomed other drivers in that night to protect them.
And having to help walk him through what to do with the employees and the customers that were there to get them to safety was a whole lot.
After the shooting, it was the AR-15 in her own husband's hands that made her feel safe again.
I'm sure if you asked anybody that stopped in their feelings on it, they would tell you that they felt safe knowing that he was there offering protection.
While she said business is mostly back to normal at the stop, her mind is on the survivors.
Hopefully, physically and emotionally, their healing is fast.
Now, KSP's commissioner also said if that expanded ground search does not turn up Couch, they're going to expand it again until he's found. In Laurel County, I'm Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11, on your side.
Police are asking for anyone with tips to call Laurel County at 606-878-7000. Right now, there is a $35,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. The governor also said if you are looking for a way to help after a tragedy, giving blood is the best thing you can do. Luckily, there's a blood drive going on at Marion C. Moore High School today. The school says students from the Health Science Academy are organizing it in partnership with the Kentucky Blood Center. It runs right now until about 1:30, and you're encouraged to sign up ahead of time. We have a link to do so under the link mentions in the newscast tab on our homepage. The Kentucky Blood Center says it needs 400 donors daily.